Hello everyone, it's Danzen here. Let's back to our day 10. Since yesterday, we already talked a lot about the call methods from the .NET class library using C Sharp. But right now, we're gonna be dealing with the decision logic like if else and else if statements in C Sharp. Maybe some of you have already learned about this in your computer science major or maybe in your high school. But essentially, this one of the most important things that a programmer should know, even if you haven't learned about this yet. Maybe you're not majoring in the computer science, but that's fine because we will learn together. We will progress together right now from today, from my day one, and then we can continue on the complex, more complex, and reach the debug console application, which is the real world project. So yeah, let's continue into the decision logic. Just go to this link and then all right. So this what we'll learn today. If else and else if. It's talking about the logic. I forgot introduction first. Yeah, so basically, logic like if it's just like your daily routine. Like, for example, if I'm hungry, then I eat. That's just basically a logic of your daily activity. There should be condition where you are hungry, and then there should be an execution. What if you are hungry? Then I want to eat. That's it, and that's the result of the condition. Basically, it's the same thing like in this programming right now. If else and else if. So let me read this a little bit quick. So the C# programming language allow you to build applications that employ decision making logic. Yes, not just C# actually, but as all other languages, it must have some sort of making logic, like decision making logic. Okay, suppose you want to display different information to the end user depending on some business rules. For example, what if you want to display a special message on a customer's bill based on their geographic region? What if you want to give a customer a discount based on the size of their order? Or what if you want to display an employee title based on their level in the company? In each case, you will need to add like some sort of the decision logic, not just your instinct, but this one needs to add logic on it, like this one, like customer discount based on the size of their order. So probably if I order some sort of bigger size of food, biggest size of menu, yeah, I will get a bigger discount, maybe 50% discount, or maybe 60, or even until free, we don't know. So that's kind of an example of how logic is working in the C# programming. Alright, by the end of this module, you'll be able to write code that can change the flow of your code execution based on some criteria. Alright, important, this module includes coding activities that require Visual Studio Code. You will need to access to development environment that has Visual Studio Code installed and configure for C# application development. So if you guys haven't downloaded the Visual Studio Code yet, just look at my previous video, which on the day 8, I just install and configure the Visual Studio Code from the beginning until the end, until it works. From installing the VS Code like this, you need to go to the website and then press this button. If you're in Windows, press this blue button immediately. But if you're in the Mac OS, you should be go to the bottom one, which is this one. And then don't forget to download the extension that I already explained it in the day 8, which is the C# and C# for developer, I think. And maybe some other extensions such as Intelligence that will help you develop more quickly. And there's some sort of like mini documentation on it and auto typing that AI will help you. But for learning, maybe just look at the real documentation that is available in the Microsoft, like this. Not this one, but like this, to upper C#. Then this is your holy book, like a Bible, like Quran, that almost every programmer should back to this guide, to this documentation, because there are so many of them, and most likely no every single programmer developer has memorized all of them. It's just like a bunch many books inside of the public library. Almost every single person, every people in the world will not likely to memorize every single book inside of the library. Okay, let's just continue to our learning objectives right now. So yeah, in this module, you will write code that evaluates condition by using the statements if, else, and elseif. We were gonna be dealing with this one, if, else, and elseif. And the second one, we build Boolean expression to evaluate a condition. Evaluate the condition, all right? Okay, yeah, the Boolean is the most relevant thing with if, else, elseif, because we were gonna be using Boolean a lot in the future with using the if, else, and elseif statements. Maybe in addition with looping, repeat, switch case, and such other thing. Maybe you have learned it in the other programming language. But for now, we're gonna be focusing on this one, if, else, and elseif. Okay, so the third objective is combine Boolean expression using logical operator. There's some sort of logical operators there, like maybe comparison operator. But this now, we are gonna be looking for the logical operator. And finally, for this final learning objective for today is nest code blocks within other code blocks. So it's about nesting code blocks. If you don't know, maybe you will see later on how it works in this video, but later. So before you continue to this day 10, which is add decision logic to your code, we are gonna be playing if, else, and elseif. You're gonna have to understand about the Visual Studio Code, like how to create and how to run the C# console application, and then you know how to print the console write line, and maybe you can differentiate between the console.write. And yes, you know how to deal with the string interpolation to combine variables into literal strings. Okay, but if you don't understand how interpolation works, maybe you can just continue with your concatenation. If you don't know how to make some concatenation or interpolation, just search up in the Google. There's so plenty of them describing what is the interpolation and what is the concatenation and how it works. Okay, And then we are going to be working with a system.random class to generate random numbers. Yes, yesterday we already did about this one, system random. It's one of the class, one of the important class. I think it's considered as not static, yeah, not static class, non-static class, because this is a stateful. Stateful means an instant of the object, instant of the class, which is considered as an object. Maybe it's related to object-oriented programming. So you cannot just put this random method before any method. So you have to create a new object and then put the object, store the object inside of the variables, and then you can use it for other method that is available in that class. Maybe something like next, shuffle, and sort of, like that. Okay, let's continue to the next unit. Is about create decision logic with if statements. I forgot the timer, sorry. It's probably, I already run like 50 minutes, I think. Wait. So yeah, come back to exercise, create decision logic with if statements. So the first one is about if statement. Okay, let's see what is next. Oh, I see. Create nested decision logic with if, else if, and else. What the third one? Complete a challenge activity to apply business rules. We are gonna looking for the business rules game. Maybe review the solution. Okay, there's some sort of exercise that will challenge us. Very exciting. Okay, let's read this first. Most application include a large number of execution paths. For example, an application could implement different execution paths based on which menu option a user select. What is this means? Most applications include a large number of execution paths. For example, an application could implement different execution paths based on which menu a user selects. Developer refer to the code that implements different execution paths as code branches. Okay, the most widely used code branching statement is the if statement. So there's a connection between the code branching statement with the if statement, or just code branching statement is considered as if statement. All right, the if statement relies on a Boolean expression. Yes, it will relies like 100% about Boolean, but inside of it you can just put integer string, but in the end of the time it will remain to be Boolean expression. All right, that is enclosed in a set of parentheses. If the expression is true, the code after the if statement is executed. All right, if not, the .NET runtime ignores the code and doesn't execute it unless you give an else statement, and then the other one will get executed, but the true one will not get executed, only the false one. If the true is a false, something like that. In this exercise, we will be practicing writing if statements by creating a game. Yes, we will be creating a game. First, you'll define the rules of the game, then you will implement them in code. So you'll use the random.next method to simulate rolling 3 6-sided dice. Usually only double 6-sided dice, but this one is 3, so it must be a little bit complicated, but yeah, let's see. I like challenge. You will evaluate the roll values to calculate the score. Right, if the score is greater than an arbitrary total, then you'll display a winning message to the user. If the score is below the cutoff, you'll display a losing message to the user. Oh, I see. I got the point. So this must be the rules. If any two dice you roll result in the same value, three six-sided. 3C. But this one is only 2. Okay. If any two dice you roll result in the same value, you get 2 bonus points for rolling doubles. Okay, if all 3 dice you roll result in the same value, you get 6 bonus points for rolling triples. If the sum of the 3 dice rolls plus any point bonus is 15 or greater, so it's greater or equivalent to 15, that means it must be greater than 14, you win the game, otherwise you lose. Alright, so plus any point bonuses. The sum should be at least greater than 15 or equivalent to 15. Okay, plus any bonus points. Maybe the bonus point is from here, like if you roll dice with the same value, you got 2 bonus points, but if you 3, you got 6 bonus points. All right, understandable here. You'll refine the rules as you learn more about the if statements. Pretty interesting. Let's get straight into this important. This exercise makes extensive use of the system.random class. You can refer to the Microsoft Learn module titled Call Methods from the .NET class library using C#. If you need a refresher how random.net works, wait a moment, I think my timing is wrong. There you go. $50 hours, bro. My mistake. Right. So prepare your coding environment. Alright, I already understand how the random.next works, so let's just continue to the preparation of my coding environment. This modules includes activities that guide you through. Wait, let me illustrate some of this maybe later. Okay, this module includes activities that guide you through the process of building and running sample code. You're encouraged to complete these activities using Visual Studio Code as your development environment. Using Visual Studio Code for these activities will help you to become more comfortable writing and running code in a developer environment that's used by professionals worldwide. So just get ready with your Visual Studio Code, and then just open the Visual Studio Code. If you have installed already, just download it, but if you haven't, just revert to my day 8 about the installation of Visual Studio Code and how to configure the C#. Okay, on the Visual Studio Code file menu, okay, just select the Visual Studio Code first. Here, like this. Let me separate the windows side by side so you guys can see what I'm doing in my Visual Studio side here. Okay, so what I have to do is open my previous file here, Danzen. Okay, or just shortcut like this. There you go. Okay, in the open folder dialog, navigate to Windows. Okay, this one is just pretty straightforward. My terminal is also ready. Let's just delete my previous terminal and make the new one. There you go. And let's see the note here. If you're working on your own PC rather than in a sandbox or host environment and you have completed other Microsoft Learn modules in this C# series, you may already created a project folder for your code samples. If that's the case, you can skip over the next step, which is used to straightforward for this one. Okay, I think pretty straightforward. So what I have to do, just delete all. I already did that. Okay, write code that generates 3 random numbers and display them in output. Ensure that you have an empty program.cs file on open, yes. To create the initial code for this exercise, enter the following. So the first thing that you have to do on up here, I'm gonna write the dice new random. This is some sort of the creation of object, which is the instance of the class. You have to do this every time you want to make a class or methods that based on the stateful class like random. It's non-static because it needs an object. I mean, because it's non-static, it needs an object to be created. So after that, you want to make some fields here like roll1 and then dice. Dice is an object, yeah. And then you can continue to the method, which is we're gonna be using next here, and then some sort of arguments. This is an argument, and then semicolon. Okay, let's just copy paste this line of code into 3 different roll 1, roll 2, roll 3, and then don't forget to total all of roll here. So we got total variable and then roll 1, okay, roll 2 and roll 3, and finally we need to display it into the console application on the VS Code here. So what you have to do, just simply console write line, very simple, using the interpolation concept. Wait, where's the $sign? Oh yeah, there you go. So dice roll. Don't forget, if you want to put each of the variable inside of the interpolation method here, use the curly braces to put it. Alright, so again, roll 2, there you go, autocomplete is already activated, and then the total. Alright, let's run it and see what will happen with this code. So yeah, 5 plus 4 plus 6 is equal to 15. So basically, there are a total of 3 dice. Roll 1, which we will gonna roll the first dice, and then there is a second dice. We will gonna roll the second dice, and we're gonna roll the third dice, and then all of the dice will be summed up into the total variable, or just store it into the total variable. And then there is an display line of code here, which is start from the right line, and something like this: roll 1, roll 2, roll 3 plus is equal the total. Okay, let's do one more. .NET run. So yeah, as you can see here, 6 plus 1 is equal 7, 7 plus 5 is equal 12. So I'm not winning. The requirements that you can win is here, 15 or greater. So I just did win before, like on the first run, I just won it. I just won the game. But on the second one, I lose. As simple as that. So where's my last part here? Okay, take a minute to review the code that you entered. Right? To begin, you create a new instance of the system.random. Here you go. You create a new instance. This is called an object. This dice is considered as an object, which we will gonna be using in the next line of codes, like this one. And store a reference to the object in a variable. Okay, all of these class methods, object class with its arguments will be stored inside of variables like roll1, roll2. It's depending on is it the first dice or second dice. Then you call the random.next method on the dice object 3 times, providing both the lower and upper bound to restrict the possible values between 1 and 6. So 6 must be the upper bound, is exclusive. This is just like the synonym of what is it? Less than, or less than and equivalent to. So it must be 1 and 7. 7 is so 1 to less than or equivalent to. Max is about less than, yeah, only less than. But for minimum value is greater than and equivalent to. That's the difference between the minimum value and the maximum value of next arguments there. Okay, you save the 3 random numbers in the variables roll 1 to 3, okay, respectively. What the next thing is, you're gonna sum up the 3 dice roll and save the value into an integer variable named total here. Finally, you use the right-line method to display the 3 values using string interpolation, like this one. You have already learned about it in the day 2 or 3. I forgot, but it have to be string. Oh yeah, day 2. We just learned about string formatting. Sorry, day 3. It's about the string formatting. Like we play a lot with the concatenation, string interpolation. We escape sequence characters, like you can use some Unicode special characters, and so much on it. Just look back on my video, or just search it up immediately in the Google if you want a fast method. Okay, let's check this out. When you run the code, you should see the following message. the number will be different. Yeah, different every time I run it. Like this one, the first dice roll is 5, but the second roll it's set to 6. It's different every time I run this program, this console, because of the random class and next here, because on the random methods or just class. Okay, this first task was a setup task. Now you can add the decision logic into your code to make the game more interesting. So basically this is just like very basic of short of doing methods and fields here. Just use our knowledge to put some variation of code, like you can sum it all, like we already learned how to sum up with some operators here. Operator. Alright, okay. Add an if statement to display different messages based on the value of the total variable. This is just plain like a boring without if statement. It will be interesting if we spice it up a little bit with some sort of if statements. And maybe if you're a challenger, you want to be more advanced, you can use like looping or maybe repeat and other complex stuff. But for now, we just only doing some if statements and their friends like else and else if. In the Visual Studio Code, locate the cursor at the bottom of your code and then create a blank code line. Okay, let's do it. To create your first game feature, enter the following. Wait. This is on already the very bottom one. Okay, let's see if this is first time doing if statement in C#. Maybe you guys does the same thing. So total, it must have greater than 14, which is 15, as it said in the previous rules, that it must be greater or equivalent to 15, and then you can win the game. So start with the curly braces. I think this inside of the parenthesis is about a condition, and inside of open and close curly braces is the execution code. So yeah, just put the console route line here, and we will print out you win. Sorry, you win the game. Yeah, you win the game. And then down here, let's make another one. Total is below 15, so it must be less than or equivalent to 14. Curly braces for the execution code. We will have an output of sorry, you lose. That's it. Okay, these two if statements are used to handle the winning and losing scenario. So take a minute to examine the first if statement. So this one, if statement. Notice that if statement is made up of 3 parts. The if keyword here, a boolean expression between parentheses. Here this is considered as boolean, even though you read this as variable and you see this as integer with some in the middle like operator. Okay, but at the end of this effect, after At the end of the time, this will become a single data type, which we call a boolean, either true or false. So if the total is, let's say 16, so 16 is greater than 14, so the result at the end of the time, it will be true. But if we, let's say we put 3 is greater than 14, that means the boolean will be false. As simple as that. Okay, at runtime, the boolean expression total is evaluated. Wait, I haven't read this yet. A code block defined by curly braces. So inside of the curly braces is just like inside of the main methods. This one is code blocks inside of the curly braces. So if the condition here are met, then the code block inside of these curly braces will be executed. Otherwise, this code will not be executed, or just move on to the next instruction. That's how the program works. Alright, if the value of total is greater than 14, then the flow of the execution here, as you can see, will continue into the code defined in the code blocks. In other words, it will execute the code in the curly braces right here. However, if the boolean expression is false, like 3 is greater than 14, it must be false. The value of total not greater than 14, then the flow of execution will skip past the code block. So just basically just move on to the next code of block, which is this one. Yeah. If this one is already false, that this must be true. Yeah. Because 3 is less than 15, then this code of block will be executed immediately. Okay. Finally, the second if statement controls the message if the user loses. In the next unit, we will use a variation of the if statement to shorten these two statements into a single statement that more clearly express the intent. So we'll be using some sort of variation, okay, on if statement to shorten these two messages, because why not? Why do we need two if statement if we can just put in a single logic? Like, just let's see how it works. We can combine two of them, these two, into a single conditional scenario. Okay, so what is exactly a boolean expression? You already know about boolean, right? In our day 2, we already talked about the data types. There are so many data types, but we just learn 5 basic data types, which is string, char, and then integer, float, and finally boolean. This is the most interesting one, even though only have either true or false, but it can be super complex if you see like mega projects, like a brick project. Just something like this, CPU. Let me give you an example here. CPU logic gates. This is just basically a boolean, as you can see here. Like hundreds of booleans are there, even though we know that it's either true or false. But since there are so many of them, and we often to be confused because how many of them are, so that's why this one is a bit tricky. So you have to worry about this, but still relax. The simplest Boolean expression, yeah, are simply the values true and false. Alternatively, a Boolean expression could be the result of a method that returns the value true or false. Right? For example, here's a simple code example using the string contains. Okay. So yeah, a new method for me. What is contain actually? String and contains method to evaluate whether one string contain another string. So yeah, contains method, a new method for me. Right, let's be see message here is considered as string data types. It store data types of string, and then they put what is message a value. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, let's see. Down here we got boolean result. Result as a boolean is has a value of message from the previous variable here, which is string, and then cast operator, member access operator, and we got contains methods, and the value of it is dog, or maybe this one is method invocation, I think, if I not forget. So this must be checking if there is a dog word inside of the message variable. If is there any word that has dog word inside of the message, true or false? If there is, then the output of the contents, the return boolean of the contains, will be true. Otherwise, it will be false. So let's see the result. If the message contains fox, console right line, what does the fox say? Okay, because the message dot contains fox return a true or false value, it qualifies as a boolean expression and can be used in an if statement. Okay, other simple boolean expression can be created by using operator to compare two values. Operator includes, so this guy is just like to some sort of comparison operator, I think, like equals operator to test for equality, the greater than operator to test that value on the left is greater than the value on the right, and this is the same thing though. It's a little bit different, just greater than or equivalent to. In addition, we have equal to, but this one is only greater than without any equivalent to operator, and so on. Maybe we got more than this. So yeah, let's see here. Let's just copy this. Let's check this out a little bit here. Quick .NET run. Let me guess first. This guy will have an output of true, yeah. Console right line true, and then how about this one? If message contains fox, if true, then this line of code will be executed. Then it must be executed because fox is this, because this is true, as there is a fox here inside of the message variable. So yeah, I think the result will be true. What does the fox say? Something like that. Oh, sorry. True. What does the fox say? Yes, exactly like what I expected. Let's go back into my last code here. What is the problem? Semicolon. I missed some semicolon here. Let's test this out a little bit before we continue to the next part. So yeah, sorry you lose because in order to win you have to be greater than 14, because 11 is less than 15, then this guy will be executed. So again, until I win, I'm still losing, bro. Very clever console. Let's do again, please. I'm still losing. So there must be only like 15, 16, 17 and 18, only 4 up to 16. So that means I have 25 chance to win this game. So what if I do again? I'm still losing. Still losing. Bro, please. At least greater than 14. This guy won't let me. It's almost impossible, bro. It's almost impossible. Very tiring. Then I win, right? 17. Alright, very satisfying, even though I have so many losers here, but at the end of the time I shall be winning, but not perfection. Okay, let's just continue. Sorry for this some sort of wasting time here. And this, okay, there's some note here. The C# training series on Microsoft Learn defaults an entire module to Boolean expression. There are many operators you can use to construct a Boolean expression, and you will only cover a few of the basics here in this module. For more on Boolean expression, see the Microsoft Learn module titled Evaluate Boolean expression to make decision in C#. So there's some sort of learning still by Microsoft. So this will be the part 3, and we will learn about it later, but not right now. We're just focusing on the if statement and their friends, because we just still basics here. Yeah, more booleans will be later on. In this example, you evaluate the boolean expression total is greater than 14. However, you could have chosen the Boolean expression total greater or equal to 15. Basically, it's the same thing though, just different comparison operator. But actually, they are the same, yeah. Given that the rules the game specify, if the sum of the 3 dice plus any bonuses is 15 or greater, you win the game. you should probably implement the, what is this, greater or equivalent to 15 expression. You will make that change in the next step of exercise. So another addition here, if you sum of the 3 dice plus any bosses, we haven't done this yet, plus any bosses which, if double dice has equal numbers, then you got 2 bonuses, 2 points of bonus. If 3 dice has the same value, have the same numbers, then you got more bonus, which is 6 if I'm not forgot. Okay, so let's just go to the next, get into it. What is a code block here? A code block is a collection of one more lines of code that defined by an opening and closing curly braces, like this one inside of if statement, as you can see here. It represents a complete unit of code that has a single purpose in your software system. So basically not just that, essentially we got more about it, like inside of main, like this one, C#, main here, as you can see, namespace class static void main inside of these curly braces here is considered as a code blocks, yeah, even though this is the special method, but it's still considered as code block. In this case, at runtime, all lines of code in the code blocks are executed if the Boolean expression is true. Conversely, if the Boolean expression is false, all lines of code in the code blocks are ignored. So it's just like I said before, that if this is true, if the condition inside of the if statement is true, then the code inside of this block of code block, yeah, will be executed. Otherwise, if this is false, then this guy will not be executed. This code block will not be executed, but we'll go move on to other instruction right below of this code block, which is this one. Alright, you should also know that code blocks can contain other code blocks. Yes, I can just nest if statement inside of if statements, like 10 times, maybe 100 times, but that will be tiring and make the code looks unreadable, and it's bad coding, I think, unless you got some tricks. You will begin nesting your own code blocks later in this module when you create one if statement inside the code blocks of another. So note here, the C# training Microsoft Learn default an environment to understanding code blocks. Code blocks are central to understanding code organization and structure. Yes, this is just basically the code blocks. Even this one is code blocks of our main method. This one is code block of these if statements. We can just expand and collapse this guy. Okay, and they define the boundaries of variable scope. See the module like control variable scope and logic using code blocks in C#. Let's see if this guy is accessed, right? Maybe in part 3 or part 3 again. I see there. So what are part 3 talking about? Like evaluate boolean, we will be playing a lot with the boolean expression, and then variable scope and logic using code blocks, a more advanced of the code blocks. Okay, branch the flow of code using the switch case. Okay, this is the keyword switch case construct. Okay, iterate through a code block using for a statement. Okay, there is a for statement here. Add looping. Okay, looping like to do while and while statements, and guided project, and finally challenge project. This is a new one for me. We haven't done any challenge project. We just done the guided project one. We did two already in the part one, but I guess in the module 2 we will be facing the challenge project at the end of this module. So just get ready right after the guided project has finished. So yeah, code blocks. We haven't understand yet what is the variable scope. So just the code blocks is already, you have focusing on it for right now. All right, add another if statement to implement the doubles bonus. Next, you can implement the rule. Wait. So, okay, implement doubles bonus. Let me guess how to add this double bonus. Like something like this, maybe. Probably you got bonus 2 points, I think, if roll 1 is equal to roll 2, and then ampersand or just n, wait, what, or roll 1 is equal to roll 2, roll 3, or just, okay, roll 2 is equal to, wait, not like this, is equal to roll 3, then yeah, something like this. Then the code blocks here will be executed. You got bonus 2 points. This one is for if there are two dice that has the same value, the same numbers. So let me add more like this. Now 3 dices have the same value. You got bonus 6 points as it said in the rules, something like that. Okay, let me test this out first. .NET run. You win. Wait, but 6. I think there's some sort of problem here. This is still considered as integer here, operator, like, where is it? 16. Roll 3 cannot be applied to operands of type bool and integer here. So roll 1, roll 2. Operator cannot be applied to operands of type bool and integer. This one is not bool, yeah? Or maybe because I just use two comparison at the same time, maybe. So maybe what I have gonna do is something like this one. Role 1 is equal to role 2, and I can just basically make this into one variable, but I don't think so. Let's just make into a new variable here. So role 1 is has to be equivalent to role 2. Okay. It should be like this. But they cannot apply to operand type, boolean, and integer. What if I remove this one? Because I still haven't included the format. I haven't saved it yet. So okay, so let's run it again here. You win, but I have two same dice's numbers here. You win. Roll 1, roll 2, console right line here. It must. So yeah, I still have no clue what is this one. Oh yeah, sorry. It must be or. What if I do like this one? Will it work? I took that ampersand is or. So let's test again. Sorry, you lose again. Okay, let's test until we found. You got bonus 2 points there. 111. I think we can continue to the if statement here. Like roll 1 is equal to roll 2. Like this one. Roll 1 is equivalent. There's a problem again here for this one. I think why not just make it like this, bro? Like roll 2 is equivalent, and this must be working because if roll 1 is equivalent to roll 2, then roll 3 must be equivalent to like this one. So yeah, let's just test this out, and then yeah, it will be working. You got bonus 2 points. There you go. Let's just make all of this has two numbers to as a value of the second arguments here, so that all of the value will be the same. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal 3. Oh, sorry. There. Okay, let's run it again. you got bonus 6 points. I got bonus 2 points because I have two same dice numbers, and then I got 6 points because I got three dice has the same value for each of them. Okay, understandable. We can continue, I guess. So to create your doubles game feature, enter the following if statement, like this one. Console right line, you roll doubles plus 2 bonus in total. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to add a total on it. So how do you actually write a total? It should be like this, a total. There you go. But if we got three same dice's value or numbers, we should add a total of 6 there. So yeah, let me change this again to 7. So 1 to 6. Where's the total? Let's do it again. 5 plus 5 plus 2. Oh, I see. I should have put this cancel right line at the end of the code here, right below the if statements, and this must be working, I think. Wait, sorry. Maybe here. There. So you roll doubles plus 2 bonus to total, and then 1 plus 5 plus 1 is equal 7. But since I got the bonus of 2 points here, it adds 2 after I sum it all, which is 9, which is equal to 9. So that's how it works. So yeah, here you combine 3 boolean expression to create one composite boolean expression in a single line of code. This is sometimes called a compound condition. You have one outer set of parentheses that combines 3 inner sets of parentheses separated by 2 pipe characters. This is called what we call OR. Yeah, this is OR. Why am I doing an ampersand before? Since this is new for me, let's say because I'm still learning. I don't know so much about the C# format, but yeah, let's just continue on, and we keep learning, we keep progressing day by day, and we will see the result at the end of our expected day. So the double pipe characters are the logical OR, as you can see here, which is basically says either the expression to my left is OR, the expression to my right must be true. Yeah, one of them must be true, or else it will be false. Okay, something like that. If both Boolean expressions are false, then the entire Boolean expression is false. So one of them must be true. You use two logical OR operators so that you can extend the evaluation to a third Boolean expression. Understandable here? So if three of them is false, then the output of this if statement will be false. But if one of them it's true, either this one, or this one of them is true, maybe this one, then the result of this if statement will set to true. If three of them is true, of course it must be true as well for this if statement. That's how the logical or operator works. Okay, if both Boolean expressions are false, first you evaluate role 2 is equivalent to role 2. If that's true, then the entire expression is true. If it's false, you evaluate role 2 is equal to role 3. If that's true, then the entire expression is true. If it's false, you evaluate role 1 is equal to role 3, which is in the middle here. If that's true, then the entire expression is true. If that is false, then the entire expression is false. Understandable. So at least one of these three logical OR must be true, or else it will be false. As simple as that. If the composite Boolean expression is true, then you execute the following code block like this. This time there are two lines of code. The first line of code print a message to the user. The second line of code increment the value of total by 2. So yeah. Then you execute the following code this time. There are two lines of code. That the first line of code prints a message to the user. Yes. The second line of code increment the value of total by 2. You got 2 points if these conditions are met. Okay, the third one is to improve the readability of your code. Update the second if statement as follows. Just using this, and we replace 14 with 15, so I can see it easily. Notice that you are now using the greater equal operator in the expression that uses to evaluate winning role. The greater equal operator means greater or equal to. As a result, you can compare total to a value of 15 rather than 14. With this change, the expression that you used to evaluate to a winning role now resembles the expression that you evaluate for a losing role. This will help you to make your code easier to understand. It's more readable. Yes, I agree with you, because if we see 15 here, it must be greater or equal than 15. Since you are dealing with integer values, your new expression total 15 will function identically to what you wrote previously. So total, it must be greater than 14. So just take a minute to review your code here. Let's just copy this passage of the code, and then we can see here from the random dice here the creation of the object, and down here as it follows, there are 3 if statements from the role 1, role 2, the using equivalent comparison, and then greater equal comparison here operator, and then less than operator here. So yeah, let's just run this one. Yeah, it works fine. Notice the improvement alignment between the expression used to evaluate winning and losing rolls. Okay, add another if statement to implement the triples bonus here. Since we have done the double bonus for every time there are two dice that has the same value, but right now we will be dealing with the triples bonus, which have to be three dice have the same numbers as the output. Next, you can implement the rule if all three dice you roll result in the same value, you get 6 bonus points for rolling triples. Modify the code from the previous step to match the following code listing. It's the same code. Yes, exactly like what I did before. So yeah, in the Visual Code Studio editor, create a blank code line right below the code block of your doubles. So right here, to create your triples game feature, enter the following if statement. This is exactly like what I did before, like this one. If you see here, I did this. Is it the same? Roll 1, roll 2, roll. Okay, it just a different literal string, but basically it's just the same thing. But I didn't use the parentheses here, so I might be using the parentheses for better readability. So roll 1, roll 2. If dice 1 is equal to dice 2, it will result true. Okay, and this is ampersand, which is representing the left side must be true and the right side it must be true as well. Then the result of this AND logical operator will result true. Otherwise, it will be wrong. Maybe one of them is true, but right here is false, then the result will be false. If both is false, then the result will of course be false. So both of them must be true in order this logical works statements will set to true. So both of them must be true, otherwise it's false. Here you combine two Boolean expressions to create one composite Boolean expression in a single line of code. You have one outer set of parentheses that combines two inner sets of parentheses separated by two ampersand characters here, right here, as you can see. The double ampersand character are the logical AND operator, which is basically says only if both expressions are true. If only both expressions are true, then the entire expression is true. Alright. In this case, if roll 1 is equal to roll 2 and roll 2 is equal to roll 3, then by deduction, roll 1 must be equal to roll 3 because roll 1 must be equal to roll 2 and roll 2 is equal to roll 3, then roll 1 have to be equal with roll 3 because roll 1 is equal to roll 2. That's how the logic works. You don't need to add more a logic operator here like this one. You don't need actually to make it more because it's just inefficient because this is already what you expect. Roll 1 is equal to roll 2, roll 2 is equal to roll 2. So then roll 1 is equal to roll 3. You don't need this anymore. Take a minute to review your code. Ensure that your code matches the following. Alright. Yes, sir. Even though these have 4 if statements, I just feel very unsatisfying with this because it has 4 if statements. I just want it to be one if statement with else on it, or else if inside of this just a single if statements. So let's, maybe in the next unit we will combine it all into a single if statements with else and else if. So in the Explorer panel, to open a terminal test project location, right click test project and then select open. Yes, I did. This is just a straightforward. You see a message saying couldn't find a project or run. Insert the terminal command prompt, display the expected test project or location. For example, like this. So if your program path is in this path, yeah, basically my program is inside of part 2 module 1, so the path must have part 2 module 1 as the path here in the command terminal, or else it won't work. It will not work. And this Caesar projects and this project is just a template for me by just typing some sort of code. As you can see in my previous video in day 8, okay, you should see output that resembles one of the following results, like this. Let me test first. .NET run. Okay, I roll doubles plus 2 bonus to total. I forgot. This basically still doesn't work because I have to put this display lines of code, which is right line, right to the bottom one. So this must be wrong because it still doesn't add this plus 2 bonus into the total variable here. Right, or like this, 5 plus 6 plus 4 is equal 15, or if you're lucky you will see this. Okay, exactly the same thing like what I expected. But wait, should you really reward the player with both the triple bonus and the double bonus? After all, a roll of triple implies that they also roll doubles. Ideally, the bonus shouldn't stack. There should be 2 separate bonus conditions. This is a bug in logic that will need be corrected. So, okay, let me correct this bug. Let's say I'm doing some freelance task that my client wants me to fix this problem. So what I have to do is separate this stacking, because let's say if I set the minimum value is 6, and then the result will be stacking here. You roll doubles, you roll triples. What my clients want to do is, if my client roll triples, the doubles, the program will ignore doubles, and it will not stacking. But otherwise, if my client got doubles as their bonus, of course it will not get triples. So I only have one text here, separate the triples and doubles. If I get the triples, I will not get doubles at the same time. So it must be one of them in order to work. It can be both. So let's see. So yeah, there should be a two separate bonus condition. This is a bug in logic that will need to be corrected. As you can see here, this I set this roll 1, roll 2, and roll T. It must be 6 because I set the minimum value is 6 and the maximum value is 7, and it's for all of them. So it must be 6 accurately. So as you can see here, let me test it again. .NET.run, and we will get +2 +6 because the dice, all of dice has the same value, which is 6 for all of them, and the sum is about 18. But the thing here that is a problem, +2 and +6 is stacking each other, the doubles and triples. I don't want them, I want to separate them. So just single of them, all of them. So if it doubles, just doubles without triples. So if it triples, just triples without doubles. So how can I work on it? So let's see. Okay, so this one is for about +6. I mean for triples. And this one is for doubles. Up here for doubles and down here for triples with the bonus point of 6. So what I have to do, maybe we can try it without else first. After that we can continue with else statement. Because it looks challenging for me. Let's try. Because this is 6, 6, 6. Yeah, 6 is equal 6. True. So all of them, it must be true. True or true or true is equal true. And the bottom one here, down here, triples, 6 equals 6 and 6 equals 6. So both of them is true. So this one is true, true. Therefore, the output will be stacking here because both of them are true. So I'm gonna need to separate them. Maybe I can try like negate this one, negate the triples. So doubles should be true, but without triples. That's it. So I'm gonna use the ampersand and then maybe negation operator, and then I will continue to type this, just copy and paste, and then oh yeah, don't forget to use open close parentheses again to include all of the triples logic operator here. This is for the right side. Right side is for triples, but it's negation, and the left side is also, I forgot to put the parentheses here, so it must be true. So this one is actually true, but because of the exclamation mark, which is read of not logical operator, that means it's false. So true and false is equal false. That's it. So this code block will not be written, will not be executed by the program. So it will move on to the next section of the next code block, if statement, which is this one. So it won't be stacking. So let's try. Oh, don't forget to save it first. .NET run here, and it will be working. So yeah, What if you try only double, which means both of the dice have the same value and one of them has the different value. Let me test it again. But now it's only double. And here is the result, +2. Yes, exactly what I expected. So let's move on to the next section here. So yeah, problems in your logic and opportunities to improve the code. Although this is a good start and you have learned a lot about the if statement, Boolean expression, code blocks, logical OR, and operators, and so on, there's so much that can be improved. You will do that in the next unit. So guys, we have just learned about the if statement, like Boolean expression, code blocks like this one, and then logical OR and AND. Actually, there are more than that, but now it's only just a basics. Just only the basic actually can make you smarter. Just make the basic looks complex and advance it with your projects. And then we can continue to the recap here. Use an if statement to branch your code logic. The if decision statement will execute code in each code block if its Boolean expression equals to true. Otherwise, the runtime will skip over the code block and continue to the next line of the code after the code block. Alright? A Boolean expression is an expression that returns a Boolean value. So, Boolean expression. What is kind of Boolean expression? It's kind of true or false, something like that. Boolean expression. Yes. Yeah, we have branch code of logic, so not just one. Like if it's true, then we'll do something. Otherwise, we'll do something again. We will learn it maybe after this, the next unit, which is else and else if maybe. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So if decision statement will execute the code in the code block if its Boolean expression equals to true. Right, otherwise the runtime will skip over the code block and continue to the next line of code like this. If this true, if it's false, then goes move on to the next instruction or code block. And then Boolean operator will compare the two values on its left and right for equality, comparison, and more. Like this one, it will compare the left side and right side. So this comparison means is the left side and the right side has the same value. If it's yes, then it must be true. Otherwise, it will be false. It's only have different value. That means it's false. Right? A code block is defined by curly braces. That's always has been like this inside of the if statement. It collects a line of code that should be treated as a single unit. So remember that a line of code is equal to not line of code. It collects line of code. It's code block is just treated as a single unit. It's just equivalent to single unit. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 code block of if statements. I don't know if these are considered as one single block of main method. So maybe I got 5 code block or just one code block inside of the main method. So let's head to the next recap here. The logical AND operator with ampersand with or just aggregates to expression so that both expression must be true in order for the entire expression to be true. All right. So with this my yeah. So two expression here, as you can see, like this. This is for example with ampersand and logical operator with two expression, left side and right side. Left side must be true and right side must be true for the whole thing to be true. Something like that. The logical or operator with this one, I don't know the name, vertical bar or just vertical line, vertical slash pipe or just pipe, yeah. A double pipe here aggregates two expressions so that if either sub expression is true, oh, I see, I got the point. So this is we call sub expression. This is we call a sub expression, but the whole thing we call as expression. The entire expression is true. So if sub expression here, here, because we are currently representing the OR logical gate, I mean OR operator. So if the left side is false but the right side is true, then the whole thing here should be true because it's either sub expression is true, the entire expression is true. Yeah, hopefully you guys can understand what I am talking about. All right, check your knowledge here. What is code block? Code block, a net class library? No, a net class library is a real library that contains of methods. So this must be a no. So lines of code that should be treated as single unit. Yes, exactly like it said in here. A block of code that is blocked from being accessed. What do you mean by is blocked from being accessed? A block of code. Okay, let's go to the second question. What is Boolean statement or expression? Boolean is code that returns either true or false. Modulus expression is just the friend of division, an ordinal term. I don't know what is that. Code that returns either true or false. This must be correct because Boolean is related to true or false. But wait again, let me check this if I missed something here. A block of code that is blocked. Is there something like this? I'm just curious here. A block of code that is broken. Okay, let's just move on to the next unit. Yeah. Exercise, create nested decision logic with if, else, if, and else. Previously, we just learned about the if only statement, but now in addition, we got else if and else. A bit more complex, but this will help you a little bit, not a little bit, but more for your project, and of course will help you a lot in the future. Let's see this passage first. In the previous unit, you used multiple if statements to implement the rules of a game. However, at the end of the unit, you notice that more expressive if statements are needed to fix a subtle bug in your code. In this exercise, you will use if, else, and else if statement to improve the branching option in your code and fix a logic bug. So there's kind of bug here, but I actually did it without else statement or else if statement. So it's purely if statement, but I can do it. So let's try with the else if statement before checking the guidelines here. I'm not seeing. So maybe using nested. Oh, the keyword is nested. So maybe I'm going to nest here. Nest this one. Sorry. Wait. I'm going to nest this one and put it inside here. So let me format this first. And then don't forget to put else. This is just my knowledge about else. It might be true, it might be wrong. I just want to try it before I look at the guidelines here. So yeah, if doubles is true, then go to the nested if statement here. It will check another instruction inside of this first if statement. So after double, it will check if the triple, whether it's true or false. If it's true, then it will output this one. If it false, it will output another one, which is +2 bonus. So it must be like this. Hopefully it will be correct. Oh yeah, maybe I can try to nest this one as well. So if total is more than or equal to 15, I don't think I have to nest it. Maybe using else will work. Like that. Without the total, I think. So let's see here. Let's run this program to see whether my program is work or no. You roll doubles +2 bonus to total, so 5 plus 6 plus 6 is equal 17. Let's try to replace 1 to 6. So all of the dice numbers have the same value, which is 6. Let me try again to run this program. And then, as you can see here, you roll triples +6 bonus to total, you win. Okay, let me check again if I want to try. Sorry, you lose. Sorry, you lose. Yes, exactly like what I expected. So yeah, now we can see the guidelines and check if my code is my program has almost similar with the guidelines here. Okay, use if and else statements instead of two separate if statements. So I'm just using two if statement only with the addition nested if and then else. So I can just count it as two if statements. So use if and else statement instead of two separate if statement. All right. Instead of performing two checks to display the you win or sorry you lose message, you will use the else keyword. Ensure that program.cs code match the following. Like this. In the guide here, they have 4 if statements. But let's see to the next section. This is code that you complete in the previous unit. It's messy. I don't like the code. The readability is very bad here. Why not just combine it all and then make it into, maybe you can make into 2 if statement like what I did before. So take a minute to examine the two if statement at the end of the file. So this one can be combined into a single if statement using else here, like this, like what I did. Okay, notice that both if statement compare to total with the same numeric value. This is the perfect opportunity to use an else statement. Okay, I've did the two if statement as follows, like this one, if and then else. So there are two open close curly braces, curly braces here after if and after else. So two execution instruction. If, for example, if my value, if my dice is 11, if my dice number is 11, then it must be false, because total must have greater or equal to 15, but my dice roll is about 11, so 11 is not greater than 15, therefore it must be false. If it false, then this execution instruction will not be executed, otherwise it will continue to here to the next instruction, then this guy will be executed. So that's how if statement with else statement works. So yeah, outdated program CS file should contain the following code. Okay, I did it perfectly. Okay, let's just get into the next code. What is this? Modify the code to remove the stacking bonus for doubles and triple using nesting. So we want to try it using the nesting method, nesting way. Alright, in the previous unit you saw that a subtle logic bug was introduced in your application, and my client is want me to fix that issue by nesting your if statements. Nesting allows you to place code block inside of code block, like this one. I have code block here and then code block here. So how many code blocks inside of if statement? 2, yeah. So nesting is about place code blocks inside of code blocks. Actually, this is counted as code blocks. Yeah, because this is still considered as code blocks. Still inside of these curly braces in the if statement. So inside of this code block, there are two ifs. There is if statement with two code blocks after if and after else. So let's go. Let's modify your code to match the following code listing. I think I did it perfectly here. You roll triples. Okay, console runner. You roll doubles here. Okay, exactly the same. Take a minute to review the nested if statements. The goal is to create an inner if-else construct where the two outcomes are related opposites. So if, let's say, if is positive and else is negative, something like that. Okay, and then use the opposing outcomes, if or true and else or false. It's just if is equal to true and else is equal to false to award the bonus points for triples and doubles, and then use them. To achieve this goal, you check for doubles in the outer if statement. And then for triples in the inner if statements, where is the inner if statements? This pattern ensure that when the inner check for triples return false, your else code block can award the points for doubles. Wait. Let's slowly down read this passage a little bit for my understanding here. Achieve this goal. Oh, you mean the outer if statement here? We check the double here. Okay, understand? And then for a triple in the inner if statement here, this is the inner if statement, this is the outer if statement. Understand? This pattern ensures that when the inner check for triples, when the inner here check for triples, return false, your else code block can award the point for doubles. Oh, so this guy will work, not this guy, because this is false. Therefore, this is must be true. That's it. Coming up, and you will hardcode the result of your 3 rolls in order to test your code logic. Hardcode. I always heard hardcode, but never actually know what is the deep meaning of hardcode. The result of your 3 rolls in order to test. Oh, you mean just hardcode this guy? I see there. So we need to set this up to 6, or maybe just like me. Why not just do like what I did right now? Okay, create a blank line above the line of the total is declared and initialize. Oh, sorry. We can just actually above the line of total. Oh, I see there. We want to make another one here. Hardcoding the 3. This is what we call hard code. Yeah, like manually input the value, just hard code it. Hardcoding the 3 role variable enable you to test the code without having to run the application dozens of times. Yes, not wasting my time. That's exactly what I want. So let's just test this program, and then we will see doubles as a result here. Yes, doubles. So I just hard coded this on the Visual Studio Code file menu. Click save. Yes, I did. And the terminal. This is pretty straightforward. Okay. And the results will be this, exactly the same. To test for a roll of triples, update your hard-coded roll variable as follows. So input the number for all roll variable from 1 to 3 to 6. All of them is 6. This is what we call hard code. Maybe this guy is soft code. I don't know what kind of meaning is that. Hard code. Just manually type. Right? Use if, else, and else if statement to give a prize instead of a win-lose message. Okay, to make the game more fun, so we're gonna be using the use if, else, and else if statement to give a prize instead of win-lose message. To make the game more fun, okay, this is a task. I will challenge myself again without looking the actual code snippet here. So you can change the game from win or lose to awarding fictitious prize for each score. You can offer 4 prizes, however, the player should win only 1 prize. Alright? If the player's scores is greater or equal to 16, they will win a new car. Like this, I just won a new car. If the player's scores greater or equal to 10, they will win a new laptop. If the player score exactly 7, they will win a trip. Otherwise, the player wins a kitten. So nothing lose here. Okay, so there are no loose condition here, I think. So probably we will be using the else if statement. Okay, starting from here, maybe I just make it as a comment here. This must be else, okay? This must be else no matter what, because it's otherwise then these three of condition, these three of instruction. This must be if, this must be else if, this must be else if as well. So two else if I'm not wrong. If the player scores greater or equal to 16, okay, let me make the code here. It's clear. So I make a new one here. Let's just make a new one here. So yeah, the total is greater or equal than 16. They will win a new car. So console write line like this one. You got a new car. You want a new car. You want a new car. This is if your score is greater or equal to 16, and then we make another one which is else if is for the second line here. If the player score greater or equal to 10, right? Let's see here. Sorry, I haven't typed the condition yet. So the condition is total. It has to be greater or equal than 10, like this one, and then they will win a new laptop. Okay, the console. Let's write the console line here. I'm gonna write line and then gonna print out you want a new laptop. There you go. And then the third part here, if the player score exactly 7, they will win a trip. Alright, so it's not, we will not gonna be using the greater or equal then, just only equal sign, which is like this. Else if total double equal, yeah, double equal 7, they will win a trip. So curly braces again, and then console write line. You want a trip, semicolon, okay, and it should be and up with else because nothing else. And also this is stated that otherwise, which means if this condition is false, then goes to the next condition. If the condition is a false again, then move on to the next condition. If this wrong again, if this false, then go to the next condition. Then it must be the next condition, which is else. So nothing more, nothing else. This must be like the last boss here. Else write line. So console write line. You want a kitten. As simple as that. Let me test the let me test the code here, my program. Okay, I think I'm ready to test the program. Let me see here. You want a new laptop? 12. 12 is greater and equal 10. Right, and of course, because this is false, then it goes to next condition, which is the second else, the second if. So this guy must be executed. It will not read this because this is already true. I see there. So let's try again. You want a new laptop again? Please, other than laptop. I just want to try something. Ah. Whoa, I got so many laptops today. You want a trip? See, as you can see, since this total is equal to 7, that means this is false, and down here is the correct one. So total is equal to 7. Yes, my total is equal to 7. That therefore I want a trip. Let's test one more, please. Another condition. I got so many laptop again. You want a trip again? Please, kitten or a car again. So I have to do a hard code? Please. You want a kitten because 6 is else. Then this 3 block code, because nothing is true, therefore this must be true. That's how you read else. Okay, let's see the guidelines here. I have read this. Modify the code from the previous steps of the following code listing, right? So, it used some nested code here. Okay. If total is equal to 16, let's just copy and paste this code. Pretty similar. It's just like me. You want a new car, you win a new car. You win a new laptop, you win a trip for 2, you win a kitten. Oh, pretty similar, just maybe my grammar suck for now. Hopefully I can learn more grammar. Oh, a new one. Console write line. Interpolation here. Your total including the bonus. So another one here. Let's see how it goes. So there should be a new total here after the bonus. Oh, that's new thing. But different here. 4 plus 2 is equal 6 plus 5 is equal 11. You win a new laptop. Wait. Can you make some bonus for me? Your total. Okay, I see there. You roll doubles plus 2 bonus to total. Your okay. This is my actual dice roll. So my previous total was 5, and then since I got doubles here, then it adds 2 as a bonus, and then the final total here is 7. So yeah, 5 plus 2 is 7. You win a trip for 2. Okay, understandable. Take a minute to review the updated if else construct. The if, else if, and else statements allow you to create multiple exclusive conditions as Boolean expression. In other words, when you only want one outcome to happen, only one outcome to happen, but you have several possible condition and result, use as many else if statement as you want. Yeah, okay. When you only want one outcome to happen, and is it possible to do like multiple outcome? Yes, you can do it. It's possible like this. This is what I call multiple outcome. So this is what it called multiple outcomes. But if I just want a single outcome, then you want to do like this with if, else, else if, and else. That's how it works. All right. Use as many as if. Okay. If none of the if and else if statements apply, the final else code block will be executed no matter what. The else is optional, but it must come last if you choose to include it. What if I don't put the else statement in the final section here? What will happen? Let's see. All right. Let me just set this to like 2 so that I can get the output that I want. It must be 1 1 1, so 3. Sorry, 1 3 4. This is 2, this is 3. Let me test again. It will be 6. Yeah, 1 plus 2 plus 3. I got nothing here because there is no else that says you want a kitten. So that's why I have to put else here in order to make the line of code is easier, and then make the code like much more make sense. Right, use the technique of temporarily hard coding the raw variables to test each message. Okay, sometimes you cannot do like I have to run it again and again. It's of course wasting your time, but you have to hard code it sometimes because the matter is about time. Like if you want to test this guy, what you have to do is hard code this all of this raw variable into greater or equal than 16 like I did before. So I'm just change all of one number here to 6. That's how hardcode works. So let's go into the recap. Okay, the combination of if and else statements allow you to test for one condition, right? And then perform one of 2 outcomes. The code block for the if will be run when the Boolean expression is true, and the code block for the else will be run when the Boolean expression is false. So let me understand this a little bit. The combination of if and else. Yes, one condition only, and then perform one of 2 outcomes, right? If and else, like this one. So there are 2 outcomes, but only one will be executed. Either this upper one and down here. So yeah, the code block for the if will be run when the boolean expression is true, and the code block for the else will be run when the boolean expression is false. Right here, this one. If it's true, then upper one will be executed. If it false, then down here will be executed. As simple as that. Okay, you can nest if statement to narrow down a possible condition. However, you should consider using the if, else, if, and else statement instead. Not all of the if statement. You can just put it nested like this. If it's possible to do else if and else statement, just do this instead of nested, because sometimes I'm just a little bit more confused of nested rather than doing else if, unless you got so many complex logic order or data. Maybe you want to use the nested one. Basically just up to you, just depending on your intention and what's your project is. Okay, use else if statement to create multiple exclusive condition like this. This is pretty exclusive because the range is about the total must be greater or equal than 10, and it must be lower or less than 16. Okay, this guy is exclusive. And else is optional, but it always comes less when included. So if any of the previous logic not working, else will be executed no matter what. Okay, let's go to the next unit here. So complete a challenge activity to apply business rules. So we got a challenge here. Code challenge will learn first what you have learned and help you gain some confidence before proceeding. Okay, so the challenge is improve renewal rate of subscription. This is the keyword subscription. Renewal rate. Okay, improving renewal rate of subscription. We're gonna do some business in here to get our clients to make more our clients to always to do renew this our subscription. Just improve the renewal rate. Okay, you have been asked to add a feature to your company software. The feature is intended to improve the renewal rate of subscription to the software. All right, your task is to display this is our task, a renewal message when a user logs into the software system and is notified their subscription will soon end. You will need to add a couple of decision statements to properly add branching logic to the application to satisfy the requirements. Okay, all right. You will need to add a couple of decision statements. So these decision statements is just if, else if, and else. Yeah, just use that, but maybe a bit tricky. But we just actually use 3 of them. So it will be easy as you learn more about it. Okay, so prepare your coding environment. Ensure that you have an empty program.cs file. Okay, pretty straightforward. To create the initial code of this for enter the following code. So let me just delete all of this, and then this will be the initial code. We got random already, and then we got the variable of integer here, days until expired. Wait, how do you pronounce that? So yeah, I just got some bug here, some error inside of my Visual Studio Code or maybe my files. Just continue to the review the business rules for this challenge. So the rule number one, your code should only display one message. The message that your code display will depends on the other five rules. For rules 2 until 6, the higher number rules take precedence over the lower number rules. So the higher number is more important, more priority than the bottom one. Alright, so let's just type this. Rule number 2, your subscription will expire, renew now. Let me make some comments here so I can just copy and paste it immediately. So this is for, okay, 10 days or less. This is for 10. Wait, this is for 10. And then we go to rule 3, which is this one. I'll make some comments here. This is for 5 days or less than 5 days. Rule number 4, your subscription expire within a day. Okay, let's just copy this one. Make a gap between each of them so the readability will be much better. Okay, let's take some comments. Okay, this will be 1 day. Okay, 1 day here. And final rule, not final, or rule 5. Okay, rule 5 is about has expired, so maybe this one is 0. 0 means expired. Only 0 left. Yes, it must be 0 or less than 0. It must be expired. So rule 6, if the user's subscription doesn't expire in 10 days or less, display nothing. Wait, if the user's subscription doesn't expire in 10 days, does not expire in 10 days. So after 10 days, it's not expired. So what is gonna be? Oh, I see there. So basically, if the user already subscribe again of this something like application of software, so that user will not have some notification that will disturb them, like this, like your subscription expire in oh yeah, this one. Be sure to replace the underscore character display in the message above with the value stored in the variable days. So this guy, maybe I will replace this underscore with curly braces, so I have to use the interpolation string. So yeah, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4, rule 5, rule 6. Okay, the final rule. So this one should be greater than, I think. Alright, what I have to do is implement your solution code using if statements. Your solution must use separate if and if else statement. Okay, I have to separate each of them to implement the business rules. If the if else statement can include multiple else if parts. Okay, create an if else statement that display a message about when the subscription will expire. Okay, use an else if to ensure each explanation rule is accounted for. Create a separate if statement display a discount offer. Okay, there's something like discount. So it's better to renew right before one day so that you got bigger discount. So that's it. The business rule indicate when a discount will be offered, whether you get stuck and need to pick at the solution or you finish successfully. Proceed to view a solution to this challenge. Alright, let me try some code here. I will start maybe making some if statements. Okay, days until expiration. Wait, how do you pronounce expiration? Okay, expiration. So if days until expiration is less than or equal than this, then what will happen? It will print out or just display to my clients, display to the user, this one. Your subscription will expire soon. So I can just copy and paste to this literal string inside of the right line. And then we go to the next one. Also no discount for it. I think the discount percentage is still 0. So maybe I don't need to put the discount percentage thing inside of this if statement. So I'm gonna just go continue to the next, which is else if okay, days until expiration here less than or equal than 5. Then what will happen? It will print out something like this. Let me just copy again this one and copy this. Don't forget there is there is a variable here, so I have to use the interpolation string here. I have to use the $sign, and there you go, the variable is available. So it depends on the day. If the day of expiration is 4, that means this variable will have a value of 4. So your subscription expires in 4 days, something like that. Okay, and don't forget there is a discount percentage in below here. Down here we got renew now and save. Oh, I see. I think we can use the verbatim for this thing. So let's just copy and paste this one and renew and now and save. That means there is some discount percentage here. All right. So random next days until expiration. I still have no clue what this thing does. Okay, let's just continue. Let's just make some template for the bottom one. Okay, this must be 1, and then your subscription. Subscription. Okay, subscription. Okay, sometimes I pronounce badly, so I make just see the translation and just use the voice to correct my pronunciation. So subscription. Yes, okay. So your subscription expires within a day. Let me just copy this and go to here and then renew now and save 20% like this. Okay, and finally we got your subscription has expired. All right. Else if I think this one should be 0 because 0 means days until expiration is equal to 0. 0 means your subscription has already expired. You have no days left until expiration. Okay, let me change this literal string here. Your subscription has expired. Remove the verbatim. I don't need it again. So just use the literal string and no need interpolation actually. This thing too. Okay. Okay, one more. The rule 6. If the user's subscription doesn't expire in 10 days or less, display nothing. So 10. If it 3. Ah, I see. I forget that there is a precedence over the lower numbers. So yeah, I will change this later. But for now, I will just use this one. If the user doesn't expire in 10 days or less, oh, that means greater than 10. Okay, I see there. So just copy and paste again. This one is for greater than uh, 11, or maybe just 10 like this. Your subscription has not. Okay, display nothing. Okay, don't display anything, right? There you go. So what I have to do is I have to change this, like swap some of the code. Like this one should be the upper one, should be the first one. The second one should be the fourth one, and continuously. So right. I want to copy paste this guy and then oh, okay, and then this one else if. Wait, let me just use like this. Okay, else if statement this, and then this is the next one, and then 5 days or less, and this is the final one. So it should be use else, I think, or maybe no, or just else if days until expiration is less than 10. Console write line. Okay, let me see. Let me just delete this. Okay, so if this variable is set value to 8 for example, that means this first statement will be false, this first condition will be false because 8 is not greater than 10, and then the second condition will be false again. This is false, and this will be true. All right, I got the point actually. But let's check some problem here. Can an implicit convert type integer to bool? So it will display nothing here. The variable discount percentage is assigned, but its value is never used. Yes. What about the percentage here? Let me check some. You have another integer variable name that is initialized to 0. Wait, I mean about discount here. Create a separate if statement that display a discount offer. So I have to use some separate thing for discount offer. The business rule indicate when a discount should be offered. Discount. So I need to spirit one here. So for now, I just want to display this one. Okay, this. Let me. For now, I will make this as a comment first, and then what is this? Can an implicit convert type integer to boolean days until expiration. What about this one? Oh, I see. I forgot. This will be double assignment or double equal. Yes, and then we can test this out. .NET run. Is it goes smoothly or no? Your subscription will expire soon. Renew one. Renew now. Okay. Let me check. I have to make something like a line of code that can check days until expiration. So it's useful for my debugging things. I console.write line here. Days until expiration. Okay. Semicolon, then .NET run. Okay, so it stated that 2 days until expiration. So your subscription expires in 2 days. Okay, as this is said, so it must be correct. Renew now and save 10%. Okay, what if I set the days until expiration to wait? Maybe I want to try hard code this one. Days until expiration should be set to what I set to 1. It must be print this out. Okay, it must be that description. Oh, your okay, this is something wrong here. Your subscription expire. Okay, I just fix it. Okay, let me change this out to 0. So the true one, it must be this. Okay, .NET run again. Your subscription has expired. Yes, exactly. It does. What will happen if I put 12 in here as a value? Okay, let's check it again. Hopefully it nothing display. Okay, nothing display as I expected. So 12, because 12 is greater than 10, then it will display nothing. Okay, right. So our next task, this is the first task. We already did some if and else if for the days until expiration thing, but for now it's about discount percentage. Okay, create a spirit if statement. So what I'm gonna do is create a spirit like this maybe, and I'm gonna open this up. Okay, so if, where is it? Display a discount offer. So the only discount offer is here and this one. Oh, I see. I have to use the separate one, so I cannot use something like this. All right, I need to separate it. So I cannot use verbatim for this challenge. So double if statement. Okay, that doesn't matter. Let's just try it again. And for discount percentage, the business rule indicate when a discount will. All right. If days until expiration, okay. So basically, it's just two condition. Either, where is it? Either 5 or 10. Oh, sorry, 5 or 1. So 1 or 5. Right. Let me check again. Let me just try to copy this one and then console right line. Don't forget to copy and paste the bottom line here to down here, and then the same thing here. All right, so renew now and save 20%. That's it. That's it. Okay, perfect. Some problem here, like discount percentage is assigned, but its value is never used. What is the purpose of this? So the discount one, I'm still confused how to use it. Discount. Discount percentage. I see there. Discount percentage. How do you write any percent in C# actually? Percentage. How do you actually type the percentage here? Okay, percent complete. Oh, you have to do something like this, integer made round. Okay, I see. I think this challenge is not too difficult, so maybe What about I just force to .NET run this guy? Will it work? Okay, it will. It works. Maybe I will just remove this one. I basically still have no clue what this is used for. So your subscription has expired. Renew now and save 10%. Discount. Where is the discount percentage? Wait, let me check about the variable here. You must use each of the variables in your solution. Okay, I see there. Okay, what if I just put like this? I see there. I see the point. Discount percentage. It must be equal to 10, and then this guy is the same thing. It must be set to 20. There you go, I got it. So this is already have connection with those both of them. Discount percentage equal to 10 and 20, like this. And then what I'm gonna do is use interpolation string. Okay, and put this variable inside here, like this. Okay, I think this is perfect. And one more, this one. There you go. Finally, I finished this. So let's continue with .NET Run. And yeah, it works perfectly fine. So let's continue to the next. Maybe to review my solution here. Is my code correct or no? Okay, the following code is one possible solution for the challenge from the previous unit. Right, this is how it works. So it starts from if days until expiration, okay, is equal to 0, else if days until expiration okay, I 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, in the code snippet it's only have five if statements, but I have like 7. I think this is too much. I can just simplify it to like 5, like this guy. So maybe my cons is just the readability of the code, how to write the code. Okay, right, the expression is equal to 0. Okay, this is correct. Else if, yes, else if is equal. Actually this is the same thing. You can actually put equal sign or just less than equal. So let's check. This is equal. Mine is less than equal, and then this is double equal. It's basically the same thing. And then this here is cancel right line. This is correct. I just did this before. I basically just did this before. Didn't you say that? Wait, in the previous one, it says that create a separate if statement that displays a discount offer. This is not separated, so whatever. Just this one. Okay, it's fine. This is just one possible solution. Okay, let's check another one, which is 5 days until expiration. 5 or less. Okay, this is correct. With discount percentage is 10. All right, this is correct. Wait, 1. Oh, I see. This will be 20 and this will be 10. Okay. Else if days until expiration 10, cancel right line, your resolution will expire renew soon. I see there. This is a correct one. Okay, and then if discount percentage greater than what is it? 0. Cancel right line, renew now and save discount percentage. Okay. Basically, you can just combine these two into a single console write line. Okay, understandable here. I can just basically do like this. Just put this inside here. Where is it? Is it 1? And then the second one is should be here, but change it to 10. There you go. Days until expiration. I didn't think I need this one. Okay, days until expiration. If discount percentage is greater than 0, all right. It doesn't matter actually. Yeah, but mine is just too many of them, but it's already correct. Just the readability is a bit annoying, honestly. So yeah, 20, 10, 55 days until expiration. Okay, the code is merely one possible solution because a lot depends on how you decided to implement the logic. As long as you got the right result per the rules in the challenge and you used 2 if statement, you did great. Yes, I did 2 if statements. If you're successful, congratulations. Continue on the knowledge check in the next unit. If you have trouble completing this challenge, maybe you should review the previous units before you continue on. Okay, let me check again this else if. So I think I don't need this one. Okay, else if only 3 else if is available here. There's 10, 5, 1. I see. Discount expiration is yeah, I see. Why do I need to put greater than 10 if there is no other single of if statement that rely on this? So it's end up in here less than 10. So if all of them are false, that means after that it will display nothing. So that's why it doesn't need a greater than or equal. So this is the most correct one and the most better code one. Yeah, so .NET Run. Let me see again how it works. Your subscription expires within a day. Renew now and save 20%. Yes. Let's just continue. I did that. Okay. Given that integer x is equal to 5, which is the following Boolean expression is valid and evaluates to true. Right, integer to true. So integer x is equal to 5. Since x is equal to 5, x must be equal in operator, in logical operator or comparison operator must be equal. X equal to 5 because x is 5 must be equal to 5, therefore it's true. So the second one, which of the choice below is not a valid operator in C sharp. This one I never see a symbol like this before. The following answer choice describe if statement syntax, which is the description is correct. Describe if statement. Okay, the Boolean expression evaluated by an else statement cannot be placed before an else if statement. The Boolean expression evaluated by an if. No, it must be Boolean inside of this if statement. It has to be true or false, either true or false. So it's not an optional unless you make something like else if. Else if is optional, but if it's a must for Boolean expression. Okay. An else statement cannot be placed before an else if statement. Yes, it's almost it's impossible. It must be after else if. Okay, the else statement is required when an if statement includes an if. No, it doesn't require, so the middle one is the correct one. Yes. Okay, summary. Finally, we got it to the end of the module. Where is it? Module 3 of the part 2. Your goal is in this module was to add branching logic to your code by using decision statements. Using if, else if, and else statements, you evaluate Boolean expression to create alternative execution paths through your application. This allows you to execute some code and ignore other code. Depending on some condition with the decision statements, your application will lack the ability to automate common business, gaming, and scientific tasks required in modern application. Okay, so this is how important the decision statement is. It's very useful and come in handy when it comes to business. Like it can automate gaming, scientific tasks, maybe in your daily activity. It's very modern basically. Okay, you will come to rely on the technique we learn in this module in virtually every application we build. Okay, like we need almost like 90% maybe, probably. Okay, get the free, okay, complete module. Right, I get the achievement right to the end. Let's get back to the free code camp and complete the challenge. Some quiz here. Okay, okay, we did this question before. Yes, sir. Okay, I think I'm done for today. Very long hours again, like yesterday. This is basically progress with me, and it's real time, real learning that I haven't learned yet before. So any mistakes can be taken while I'm doing this video, and yeah, that's final for today. Hope you guys enjoy and always keep learning and keep progressing with me. Thank you. That's for today. Bye bye.